Zelensky Bad News Russia is feeling the full force of Ukraine's counterattacks. Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak recently stated in an interview that the three-month-long counteroffensive that Ukraine has been waging against Russia has been effective, and that the attacks will continue until Russian forces withdraw. For his part, Podolyak told Kyoto News exclusively that there were no plans to negotiate a ceasefire because doing so would mean surrender for Ukraine. Podolyak, advisor to the head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, claims that the Ukrainian military has broken through the first line of defense constructed by Russian forces and is steadily advancing, with any delays due to the pace of weapons supply from the West. Podolyak also predicted an increase in attacks on airports and other targets inside Russian territory by anti-government groups. Podolyak claims that, despite initial concerns, Western countries have come to accept Ukrainian counterattacks on the Crimean Peninsula, which Russia annexed in 2014. "We will destroy all military-related facilities in Crimea to reduce frontline combat," he said, referring to Russia's use of the peninsula for resupply and military purposes. "Disrupt Russian battle lines and force them to withdraw from Ukrainian territory," Podolyak emphasized, noting that Ukraine's goal is not to advance troops to borders drawn in 1991 after the country declared independence from the Soviet Union. He said Russia was trying to buy time by acting like it wanted to negotiate a ceasefire and end the fighting. However, Podolyak implied that Russian President Vladimir Putin was involved in the death of Yevgeny Prigozhin, the founder of the Wagner mercenary group. After the group's rebellion against Putin has begun to suspect everyone, and repression against close associates is also likely to begin, Podolyak said. Podolyak has thanked Japan for its assistance, praising the country for supporting the principles of democracy and freedom in the world. According to state television, over 800 people were killed when an earthquake measuring 6.8 on the Richter scale hit Morocco on Friday night. The death toll makes this quake the deadliest to hit Morocco in decades. According to reports, rescue workers are having a hard time getting to the worst-hit areas. According to one eyewitness who lost 4 loved ones, "We are hoping for miracles from the rubble." The city of Marrakesh, home to around 840,000 people, was located about 72 kilometers, 44.7 miles, southwest of the epicenter in the high Atlas Mountains. The city's ancient walls, which were originally built in the 1200s, are in disrepair. It was the strongest earthquake in that area of the North African country in more than 120 years, according to the United States Geological Survey. The earthquake completely destroyed Fatima's home in the town of Osni, located in the foothills of the high Atlas Mountains, she told CNN. "Before I could round up the kids and get out, I watched my house go down around me." She continued, "The neighbor's house just collapsed, and I just heard that 2 bodies were found under the debris." She also said that the faraway town has not yet received assistance. "No one is around to help dig the bodies out from under the rubble. The town is in terrible shape. Destruction can be seen in every direction." Mohammed, 50, of the neighboring town of Ourgain, lost 4 members of his family in the quake. "I escaped with my 2 kids, but the rest of my family perished. My home was just destroyed," he sobbed. At this time, rescue efforts are underway. "We're out here with the police and firefighters, helping to extricate bodies from the wreckage. A large number of people were taken to the hospital before I was taken there. From the ruins, we expect miracles," he said. Another Atlas Mountains foothill resident, Mustafa Luanabi, recalled hearing loud, deafening noises, and feeling as though a train was passing right in the middle of the living room when the quake hit. Aftershocks continued throughout the night, keeping his family outside until 8 a.m. "The noise of these shocks created panic, and nobody slept all night because of them," he said. Luanabi's home was spared during the quake, but a nearby town was completely destroyed, and locals have been unable to recover any bodies from the rubble. Villages in the Atlas Mountains foothills close to the quake's epicenter are spread out and difficult to reach.